I am Bob Small, and I am the policy advisor for OSAC, and I am the Oregon National Guard State Tuition Assistance Program Administrator. And you'll hear it all the time as we refer to that as ONGSTA, since the military loves acronyms, as we do here at the HEC. So I'll just get started. So what I'm going to go over real quick is the portal that everybody sees and just kind of the basics, when a reporting is, and then I'll open it up real quick for some questions. Here we go. So this is who I am, what I do, and this is the program I'm going to be going over. And in the partner portal, there are two main lists that the schools and the National Guard will be able to see. On the Oregon National Guard side, we have the two different branches, the Army National Guard and the Air National Guard, and they each have their own separate list because of the different military software requirements that they have to go over. So the process goes where OSAC receives the student's application. We verify that they have a valid FAFSA submitted and processed through FSA, and then once that happens and it's verified, the National Guard will then have the student's information on their partner portal roster, as they call it, or our list. And each National Guard office, education office, will verify their military eligibility, which makes up of that they are making their drills in a satisfactory manner. They have no derogatory flags in their service record. That means they can't have anything, any counseling or other derogatory comments in their things, since that is part of the requirements set up by law, and which also means that they pass their physical fitness testing, their medical testing, as well as their dental testing. So basically, members of the Oregon National Guard have to be deployment ready in order to be eligible on the military side. Then the schools, each school has their own individual list, and that is shown up in the partner portal dashboard, and you'll see a link pointing out that it says National Guard. And each school has their own individual list, and that list is broken down by terms. And also the list can be downloaded as a spreadsheet. There'll be a spreadsheet link on there, and I'll show you that here in a second. But however, because when ONGSTA was put into our system, there was some restrictions on what we could do as far as allowing our downloads. And also, as a lot of you have heard, that we are transitioning here within the next year or so over to a new software program, since our current program, which is the Financial Aid Management Information System, or FAMIS, that is 35 plus years old and is very ancient. And basically, we're holding together literally by band-aids and baling wire, just to keep the system going. So right now there are some deficiencies, but when our new system rolls out, we'll have all those deficiencies addressed. So this is what you'll see when you get into your partner portal. Once you click on the National Guard, this is going to be your page. This one here happens to be Blue Mountain Community College, and you'll see a lot of terms up here. Right now I have a lot of those open because I'm doing some audits with some schools. So normally you only see 2 academic years open at a time, but right now we're kind of doing some special work. So you'll see that. Just to verify that you know which term you're in, once you click on one of these, it'll show up here, okay, this is summer awards, and this is for the 24-25 year. So that'll help you identify which term you're in. So what you guys will see also is what the information you have to enter. So the school, they will enter the satisfactory academic progress, or SAP. If they're making SAP, you'll go ahead and click that box. If they've already earned a 4-year degree, you'll click that box, which means that student is not eligible. There is a drop-down menu here for declared major. Just as soon as you click on that, just click on the applicable major that they are. This block is prior credits. I get a lot of questions from the school. What are the prior credits and how they do it? Some programs count all completed and attempted credits. For the ONGSTA program, we only count the credits that are directly counted toward that person's current degree program. So let's say they transferred in with 197 credits from University ABC. and now they're enrolled in a social sciences or, say sociology degree, and only 50 of those credits actually transfer over. You would count those 50 transfer credits and then whatever institutional credits that the student earns at the time, and that's what goes in the prior credits block. The next one you're going to see is enrolled credits. That's the actual enrollment, and then the actual tuition amount, and that is for in-state resident tuition only. So if a student's out of state, you'll have to go in and manually calculate what their tuition would be at the in-state residency fee. If they're receiving any FTA or MILTA, that is the DoD program, Federal Tuition Assistance and Military Tuition Assistance. And that usually is taken care of through third-party billing or the business office at your school, unless you have some of your staff that does work with the FTA and MILTA programs, which I know some of the schools in financial aid, you do have some personnel in the financial aid office that does work with that. You'll see a column here with fees. That is pre-populated at the beginning of the year, and for ONGSTA purposes, just to keep things simple, because some schools have the summer as a header and some schools have the summer as the trailer term. For accounting purposes for ONGSTA, we always start with the summer term as our header. So we take all the cost of attendances from all the schools, and then we come out with an average fee per sector. So this year, community colleges, the average fees for standard fees, which is what we charge to all students, is going to be $407. Then the next column you see is the book stipend. Again, that'll be automatically populated by the number of credits entered in this block. And right now for quarter term schools, it is $28 per term per credit. And then we award up to $1,000 per academic year for the book stipend. And then this all information is completed in, this column will write down or populate the actual tuition amount award that the ONGSTA will cover. And it's, if there's any FTA in this block, it'll subtract it from the actual enrollment, and that's what will populate here. Currently for the summer term, we're having some issues with this tuition assistance block actually calculating. So unfortunately, some of the schools will have to do a manual calculation or wait until I send them a spreadsheet with the actual calculations on it before I send the funds out. Also, another portion that's not going to be showing on the spreadsheet or the actual partner portal page is the actual total amount. Then we have the notes section. And this, any comments that you feel may be necessary to describe what is happening. I have some schools, they put down the actual degree. Some schools will put down the actual total amount the student is awarded, and just others, if it's not enrolled or they have problems with their FAFSA verification, they may have some dependency issue, or they may have some other documents that they need to supply to financial aid before they can be awarded. So those comments will go in there. Then these next three columns, or next few columns, you'll see these should not be completed until the end of term, and only if there are any changes with the original enrollment. So let's say this student here enrolled for 14 credits. They dropped 3 credits, so you would put the new enrollment there, any adjusted tuition, and the any adjusted ONGSTA awarding at the end of the term. So here's an example of one that's filled out. This is for Western, and you'll see these students, all 3 are pursuing a Bachelor of Science. We have the prior credits listed here. You also see a note here. For community colleges, the maximum amount of credits they can take for a degree program at a community college is 90 credits. And at the 4-year, they cannot be awarded past 180 credits. So you see this student, it's 194. They're not eligible, so the school made that edit right there, so they are not getting an award. Another thing you can keep your eye open for, and somebody that's been working with the program for a while, is on this estimated column, you'll see these numbers filled in there. This information is taken from the student's application. However, the FTA and MILTA award amounts that each branch may offer, you'll see a figure here. That is what was authorized by the whichever branch education office. So you'll see this student here, if they did not have the maximum 180, they would have been awarded the tuition, and this figure here, the 666, would have been subtracted from that tuition, and then a tuition award would have shown up there. So again, just something to look forward to. The next slide I have coming up is this is an example of when you hit the spreadsheet button, which would be right here on your dashboard. You click that icon there, you'll be able to download a Excel spreadsheet, and this is what you'll see. Of course, PI information will be showing up there. Plus, the inputs that are put in the system, the Bachelor Science, Bachelor of Arts, prior credits. This category is for our tracking only. This is the number of credits that the student is enrolled in, tuition amounts, any federal TA, and again, you'll see where there's a blank space right here. That is the actual amounts over here that the school enters from this block up here. That's what's in the estimated section back on the spreadsheet. So it kind of get confusing. But again, if you have any questions, want to know how to properly clean up the spreadsheet, please reach out to me. So this is what you'll see on the spreadsheet. You'll also notice that it will not have the fees or a book allowance on here at all, and it will not have the total award section.
My name is Jake Logan. I'm the Tribal Student Learner Access Analyst here at OSAC, and I will be showing you how to use the Oregon Tribal Student Grant, or as we like to call it, OTSG Portal. So well, here's the portal. So welcome to the portal. In the portal, you'll see all of your approved OTSG students for your school. And if for some reason, if you don't see a student on there, you can certainly go ahead and send me an email and I can look into it. It's typically because we're either missing the FAFSA here at OSAC or a tribal enrollment verification form. As students do need to verify their tribal enrollment every single academic year due to Oregon regulation around OTSG. So the first thing you'll do when you are starting to report for OTSG is you'll assign the degree type, whether they're an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, doctoral, there is a drop-down menu with several degree options. If for some reason, if you don't see the correct degree option for your student, you can either use unknown or other and make a comment in the notes section, which we will go over. After you have selected the degree type, you'll need to select first degree and GPA and PACE. So the first degree is because students are required to be either working in their first associates, their first bachelor's, their first master's, or their first doctoral degree. If they are at a community college and they've completed an AAOT and want to come back for an associate's of like bookkeeping or accounting, we would not be able to cover that under OTSG as it's for the first degree program only. And then for GPA and PACE, this is for satisfactory academic progress. Students must be meeting the GPA and PACE requirements that your school has listed in your satisfactory academic or SAT policies. Maximum time frame is separate for OTSG students. And if you have any questions or concerns over a student's maximum time frame, you can certainly give me an email as well. After you have selected that, you'll need to select their enrollment level of either full-time, three-quarter time, or half-time. OTSG students are required to be in at least half-time in their degree program to be considered eligible. So there will be no less than half-time awards for OTSG. If your student has any SEOG or the Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant, or have received other grants or scholarships from either you, an outside organization, from another school, you would need to report that. The only thing you do not report when it comes to scholarship funding is funds directly from the student's tribe. So if that scholarship is from one of the 9 federally recognized tribes of Oregon, you do not count that for OTSG purposes. However, if they receive a scholarship from a Native American scholarship program like COBAL or some sort of housing allowance from an Native American Housing Authority, that those would be included in the resources. It's only scholarship money directly from the student's tribe that is not counted. And again, if you have any questions about that, or if you need to be reporting that, never hurts to double check. And you can always send me an email or give me a call or send me an IM on Teams. Sometimes you may need to lower the cost of attendance for the student. So you would do that by selecting this little blue pen icon right here. And it should actually create a um, text box for you to input the lower cost of attendance. You cannot increase it. You can only lower it. And then same for if you need to adjust the Oregon Opportunity Grant or OOG or the Pell Grant, you collect the same little blue pen icon and the same red X and icon and text box should be available for you. Inputting notes can be really, really helpful, especially I get a lot of questions from students and from their tribes. So sometimes the more notes you can put in, the better, the less time I have to reach out to you. Um, so by putting in a note like students not attending fall semester or students in verification awaiting to finish awarding, student needs to submit a SAP appeal or they need some sort of paperwork with your office. Um, put that in the notes and I can use that information to kind of relay that to students and tribes as well. Reporting OTSG paid in the section, and I understand, and I'm sorry, this doesn't necessarily line up very nicely, but the notes goes with this text box. The OTSG awarded goes with the drop-down menu, and OTSG awarded goes in for this text box. So you put your notes in here. This helps us, the OTSG award status lets us know where the grant might be for the student. So if it's pending because they're in SAP or verification, if they're awarded but not necessarily fully dispersed because you haven't started disbursements. And then once we hit reporting period, hitting updating it to disperse really lets us know that the student should have received those funds for the term. When it comes to the reporting periods, OTSG follows OOG and Oregon Promise deadlines. So you just have to follow those deadlines for the reporting for OTSG. And then with that, any questions?